So good morning all. So let us start the session. In today class we are going to discuss about input and output statements and the command line arguments. So today agenda is we are going to discuss about output functions in Python, input functions in Python and command line argument. So command line argument. So what is output function? So what is output function? So for that first we know what is output. We discussed about the function in Python. So what is the output actually? So for example, I am asking that, so what is 2 plus 3? What is 2 plus 3? Just wait 1 second. Okay. So what is 2 plus 3? Now you are saying that 5, somebody says 10, somebody says 6. Okay. Now the 5, 6, 10, all these are the outputs. All these are the output. But in that, so 5 is the correct. Okay, that means, so what is the output means? You are taking some input and process this. After processing, you get some output, you get some information. So that we are called as a output. So this 2 plus 3 is the input, 5, 6, 10 are the outputs. Okay, so output function in Python. Now here, so 2 plus 3, I am giving the input 2 plus 3. So how you are receiving this 2 plus 3? By using your ears. So that we are called as a input. That is input device in human. Now you are saying that 5. Now how you are saying the by using your mouth? That is a output device. Okay, in human, in this scenario, so we are using your ears as a input device and your mouth as a output device. And similarly, in Python, you are going to send the data coming to computers. So coming to system. As a human, the input is your ear in this scenario and the output is your mouth. But coming to system, what is the input device? Keyboard is the input device. Keyboard is a input device. And what is the output device? This is the input. And what is the output device? The output device is monitor. The output device is monitor. Okay, so now, so output function in Python, what it means? If there is a output is generated or data is generated, if you present the data on monitor, that we are called as a output. And similarly, if you take any information from the keyboard, so that we are called as a input function in Python. That means for taking the input or representing the data on monitor, we need some functions. So those functions we are called as a input and output functions. Okay, I hope you all are understand what is output. After processing of some information, we get some data. Now this data you want to present on the monitor. So for that you are going to use output function. And similarly, you want to read the data from keyboard by using some function. Those functions we are called as a input functions. Okay, and coming to command line arguments, we discuss after completion of these two for your better understanding. So command line arguments we discuss in few moments. Okay, so first we see input and output in Python. Input and output in Python. Now, so here you are going to give the input. For example, on keyboard you are pressing 2 plus 3. So this is the processing unit, CPU. So that means this is the processing the data. So this is processing device. So this is processing the data, and after processing it sends the output. So this we are called as a output monitor. So keyboard is the input device and monitor is the output device. Okay, to provide input to a computer, Python provides some statements which are called input statements. Okay, so that means some statements, the Python provides some statements to take the input from the keyboard. So those statements we are called as a input statements. And similarly, to display the output, you want to display the output on monitor. So there are some output statements available in Python. To display the output, there are output statements available in Python. Okay. So now we see output statements in Python. Output statements in Python. Print is a function, is used to display output or results on Python provides a print function. So how we can display, to display the output or results in Python, we are going to use print function. So for displaying the output, Python provides the print function. So print function. Now we check that. First we save this program. Okay. Here output function. So for example, I am taking that college name, C name equals to Sir CR Reddy College of Engineering. Okay. Now I want to print the data. Print CNAME. That's it. Print CNAME. If I execute this program, it displays the data on monitor. See one more time. Okay, what happened here? So this is the Python compiler interpreter is executing this instruction. Here the function is print. So print CNAME. That means now the data is going to print on monitor. Okay, so now you say that if you want to print the data, so which function you are going to use? You are going to use print function. You are going to use print function. Okay, and so I want to print the variables content in the variable. For example, I am taking the variable a equals to 5. A equals to 5. Now I want to print this a value. Print a. That's it. So print a. Now we execute this program. What is the expected output? So this is the 5. So this is the value of the variable a. Okay. Now I want to print a message like this. Hi students, how are you? Hi students, how are you? How we can print this message? So print double quotation, hi students, how are you? How are you? Okay. If I execute this statement, what is the expected output? The expected output is, it prints like this. Hi students, space, how are you? Hi students, space, how are you? But so what is the expected output? Hi students, it prints in the next line. Then we write this instruction like this. Print, how are you? Print, how are you? If I execute this program, it displays hi students, how are you? Okay, if you observe that, what is the purpose of the print function? If you observe that, if you observe these two functions, what is the purpose of print function? Print. For example, I am giving the print, just print. What happened? It displays an empty line. It displays an empty line. See that? So this is the empty line. If you print 10 times, for example, I print 5 times. Now it displays 5 empty lines. So 5 empty lines. That means what is the purpose of the print statement? The print function is used to display an empty line on monitor. Okay, now yes, here if I execute this program, it prints, hi students, how are you? Why? Print this content, hi students content, and the cursor goes to next line. It prints, hi students. After the end of this instruction, here observe the cursor. This cursor moves to next line. Okay, now I give like this, hi students, how are you? Hi students, how are you? Now by using the same instruction, I want to print the output like this in two lines. If I execute now, it prints the statement as one line. So how I print in two lines means there is some special characters. I hope you all are know in your C language, /n. If I execute this program, now it prints, hi students, how are you? Hi students, how are you? Okay, if I give /t, now it prints the output with one tab, hi students, tab, how are you? So this is the very important concept regarding when you write the programs, you can print the exact output. For example, so this is the hi students, how are you? By saying this, it is very simple. Somebody asks that print the exact output, then you write like this. So hi students, how are you? But it prints in the same line. Actually, the output is the correct, but the representation of the output is wrong. Okay, this we are called as a representation error. Now, so how we can overcome this? So by using /n. Now we got the you got the expected output. Okay, and similarly, for example, I'm going to print. Just wait. My voice is audible. Bhuvan 569. Bhuvan, my voice is audible or not? Anyone please give the response. Yes. Bhuvan, I think problem at your side. Okay. Okay. So let us continue. Okay. Now I'm taking two variables. Let us take two variables, a equals to 10, b equals to 20. So equals to 10 and b equals to 20. Okay. In Python, you take the values like this also. A comma b equals to 10 comma 20. Okay. So this is legal. A comma b equals to 10 comma 20. In C we assign the values like a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Okay. In Python, you can assign like this, a comma b comma c equals to 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay. Now I want to print these values. How I can print a, same instruction I'm going to use to print b, print c. B, print c. Now what is the expected output? Everyone try to interpret what is the expected output. It prints. So what is the print a? It prints 10 and cursor move to next location. Print b, it prints 20 and cursor move to the next location, and it prints 30 and cursor moves to the next location. Okay, so this is the expected output. It prints 10, 20, 30. Now we execute the program. Okay, so this is the expected output, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so now I want to print the data like this. 10 column 20 column 30. Or okay, I hope everyone understand. How I want to print the data 10, 20, 30. In between these output, I want to print column. So how I can print means there is a attribute. The attribute name is separator. SEP. SEP. Okay. Now, so print A. So what happened normally? If I print, it prints 10. Then the cursor moved to next location. Why? Here I am not specifying any separator. Okay. If I specify here print A, comma SEP equals to column. So SCP is the separator equals to I am assigning column. Now we execute this program. What is the expected output for this? It prints 10 column 20 and moves to next location 30. So this is the expected output. First we execute this. Just wait. Here we are giving comma B C. Okay. Yes. So 10 column 20. Okay. So delete these two instructions, comma C, comma C. Now delete this. So what is the expected output? 10, 20, 30. So 10, 20, 30. Okay. I want to print the data 10 colon 20 colon 30. Now in this I am going to use the separator. So comma SCP equals to in double quotation or single quotation. You are going to give the column. If I execute this program, it prints 10 colon 20 colon 30. Okay. If I want comma, then I can change this separator comma. Now it prints 10 comma 20 comma 30. If I give the separator as like this and at the rate, now it displays like this. Just wait. Okay, so this is the output 10. So these are the separators 20. So these are the separators and 30. Okay, so this is about the print function. So print function with separator attribute. So we have another attribute, that is end attribute. End. Now we are going to write one small program. Here I'm going to print just wait. Yes, Satish, you can print like that also. So print, so A colon comma B colon comma C, that's also okay. This is also one of the way you can execute the programs in many ways. What we want, what is the expected output, and how we can solve that. That's it. Okay, by using the for loop also you are going to so print the answer as expected output. This is the one of the way. Okay. Just wait. Okay. Here I want to print three statements. Hello, students. How are you? Hello, students. How are you? Okay. So what is the expected output? So what is the expected output? It prints hello. The cursor goes to next line it prints students, and cursor goes to next line and it prints how are you. Okay, first we execute this program. So hello students, how are you? Okay, so now I want to print like this, hello students, how are you? I want to print like this. So hello space students space how are you. This is the third string. Okay, so how we can print that means, so by using end attribute. End attribute like separator scp attribute, there is a end operator, end attribute. So now if you observe that this is the print hello, print hello, so what happened, it prints the content and the cursor move to next line. Here it prints hello and the cursor moves to next line. Now if I end this movement of this cursor, then the cursor is placed in the same location. So I am using that end comma end equals to, now we execute this program. If you observe that hello, it prints and ends at this location only, and after it prints student and moves to next line. Okay, if here also if I am using comma end equals to like this, then it prints in the same line. So hello students, how are you? But here if you observe that here I give space, hello space student space how are you. So in the place of end if I give space, that's it, now it prints the expected output, hello students how are you. Okay, so this is about the print statement. Print statement, the purpose of the print statement is to send the output onto the monitor. Okay, now we are going to see input statements. Input statements. Okay, to accept input from keyboard, the Python provides the input function. So what is the function we are using for output statement? Print statement. Simply print statement is output function, and similarly if you want to accept the input from the keyboard, you are going to use input. You are going to use input. That's it. So the input function is used to take the input from the keyboard. Okay, so now we are going to see I want to read a string from keyboard. So for example, I enter CR Reddy College of Engineering. Now it prints the output, same string as output. CR Reddy College of Engineering as a output. How? C name equals to, just you are going to use input function. Input, how I print, by using the print function. C name. That's it. If you execute this program, Okay. CNAME equals to input. Now the cursor, if you observe that here the cursor is waiting to read the data. For example, I enter C.R. Reddy College of Engineering. Okay, if I press enter, now this string is stored in the variable CNAME. Stored in the variable CNAME. If I press enter, that's it. Okay, so this is how you can read the data from the keyboard. So how we read the data from the keyboard? By using input function. Okay, but if you see that here the cursor is waiting here, the cursor is waiting. As a user, we don't know what to do. So before that, you are going to print a message. In this input only you are going to provide that. For example, enter your college name. Enter your college name. Okay, now when you see this message, enter your college name, then you assume that yes, now I am going to enter my college name, C.R. Reddy. Okay, now for example, so enter your name. Enter your name. Then when you are seeing this message, enter your name, now you understand that here I am going to give my name, Ravi, like this. Okay, so that means in this input function only you are going to give the string. What is the purpose of this input function? Okay, the next one, you all are remember that whatever you are going to read from the keyboard, that is in the string form. That is in the string form. So for example, here I'm going to read two values. For example, a equals to input. A equals to input, enter first number. Enter first number. And I'm taking another variable b, input, enter second number. Enter second number. Now I want to print addition of these two, a plus b. A plus b. Okay, so what is the expected output? What is the expected output? It displays a message like this, enter first number, and cursor is waiting there. Enter first number. Now I press 10, enter. Next it displays another message, enter second number. Second number, I enter 20. If I press enter, what is the expected output? Anyone please give the response in the chat box. What is the expected output? Enter first number 10, enter second number 20, print a plus b. Print a plus b. So what it prints? 30. Everyone try to give the response in the chat box. Yes. So 281. So 10 plus 20. Error. Uday. So 30. Okay. Now we execute this program. So enter first number. Enter 10, 20. What it prints? It prints 10, 20. Enter first number 10, second number 20. If I press enter, what it prints? 10, 20. That's it. So 10, 20. Okay, it does not print 10 plus 20. It prints 10, 20. So why? So why? So why means a equals to input, enter first number, I enter 10. So 10 is stored in the variable a. Now if you check type of a, type of a, type of a, what is the type of a? We think that we enter 10, it's an integer number, So we think that the value the type of A is integer, but actually it is string. Whatever you are going to enter from the keyboard, sorry, here I write print type of A, print type of B, enter 10, 20. Now if you observe that what is the type of A, the type of A is string. You enter 10, that is in the form of string. Now so that's why here when you print A plus B here, what's the plus here? So plus is acts as a concatenation operator. So concatenation operator A plus B, it prints 10, 20. That means it prints like this. So 10 concatenation 20. That means it can concatenate the value of variable A and the value of variable B. That's it. Okay. Now I want to convert this A into integer. So here only you are going to convert the data into int of. Int of is a function. This function is used to convert the string into integer. Okay, similarly here also int of. Now if you execute this program, enter 10, just wait, 10, 20, now it prints 30. One more time we are going to execute, enter first number 10. If you observe that now the type of variable A is integer, and similarly 20, now we get the answer 30. So why? So previously it is string. When you are applying this plus, now it acts as a concatenation operator. Now here we change the type of the variable A by using a function int. So the string data is converted as a integer and stored in a variable A. Okay, so print A plus B means here now the plus operator is used as arithmetic operator. A plus B, A is an integer, B is the integer. So A plus B means you are going to print the 30 as an output. Okay, similarly you are going to convert it as a float also. Float. Okay, enter a number, enter 1.23. So 2.3. Okay, so 3.53 is the answer. For example, here I am taking this A value as integer. Okay, now I try to, here I give 1.23 as input. Okay, now we got the error. Why? Here in the program you are converting the data 1.23 into integer. That is error. Okay, I hope you all are understand how to convert a string into integer, a string into float. Okay, now we see another program. Asterisk, repetition operator. Asterisk is a repetition operator. For example, I want to print a name, for example Ravi. How I can write the program? Print Ravi. That's it. Now if I execute this program, it prints Ravi one time. Now I want to print the Ravi 10 times. Then I am going to use repetition operator. Repetition. Asterisk is acts as a repetition operator here. So this is the output, Ravi like that. For example, I want to give space here, then it gives so Ravi space. If I give /n, it prints Ravi 10 times. Okay, So this is repetition operator, and this is concatenation operator. But here, why we get the error? So 10 is number. If we give this in double quotation, if we give the 10 in double quotation, then it displays the 10 Ravi. Now here, this is concatenation operator. Concatenation operator. So plus is a concatenation operator and asterisk is a repetition operator. Okay. And now we are going to write one program. So all these are the programs you try to execute at home. A Python program to accept a string from keyboard and display it. Already we execute that program. A Python program to accept a character as a string. So character as a string means here you are going to enter so ch equals to input enter a character. Enter a character and print that character ch. Enter a character. For example, I enter m. It displays m. Okay. And similarly, a Python program to accept an integer number from keyboard. I hope you all are know. And similarly, a Python program to accept a float number from keyboard. A Python program accept two integer numbers from keyboard. So two integer numbers. Now we see this program. Two integer numbers. One is a, another one is b. Let us assume. So a equals to int of input. Here I am using directly int of input. Okay, you are going to print a comma b and separator equals to on space I am using. Okay, so what is the expected output? For example, I give 10 20 10 20. So what is the expected output? It displays 10 20 10 20 displays 10 20. Okay, very good. So for example, I want to give input like this. Here I am giving the input 10 20, but I want to give the input like this. Everyone please listen carefully. 10 space 20 or 10 comma 20 or 10 colon 20 or 10 at the rate 20, like this. I give the input in same line. The 10 is stored in one variable, 20 is stored in another variable. In previous case, I give 10 in one line. In next line, I give 20. Okay, so how we can write the program for that? Listen carefully. Here I am giving taking two variables. So a comma b equals to, I give the input in the same line. So how we can give the input? By using the input function. By using input function. Input a comma b equals to input. Just wait. The previous instructions are a equals to int of input, b equals to int of input. Okay. Now I want to give the data in the same line. How I can write a comma b equals to input. If you observe that, how we can differentiate these two numbers? By using the space. How I can split the input? By using this split. So use input dot split. Split is a function. Split. Okay, input dot split. Now just wait. Okay, so these are the two previous instructions we are using. A comma b equals to input dot split. Now so these a comma b are converted as a int. Okay, here we are repeating this statement two times. In first time input is stored in a, in second time the input is stored in b. Okay, here I am giving the 10 20 10 space 20. Now in first time the 10 is stored in the variable a. After split, that means the space is occurred, the 20 is stored in the variable b. Okay, so here we are going to apply one function. The function is map. You ignore about the map. In future classes we are going to discuss about this map function. So map is a function which is used to specify an iterables. That means repetition of code input dot split. So that means 10 after split the 10 is stored in the a. In next iteration the 20 is stored in b. So that we are called as a iterable. Now the 10 20 and the both these numbers I am going to apply the integer. So I can write int comma input dot split and close this map. Okay, if you execute this program, here I am giving 10 space 20 10 space 20 10 comma 20. If I want to give 10 comma 20, then in double quotation I am going to specify comma. Okay, this is very much useful when you are writing the programs, online programs like so code weight all these. So they are giving input like this 10 comma 20 comma 30. In the time you are going to use this split function. Now execute this program same. So 10 comma 20. If I press enter, now 10 20. Similarly 10 colon 20, then here I am going to use colon. 10 colon 20 10 20. Okay, similarly you are going to use at the rate, but at the time of input you are going to give the input like this only. Okay, that's why whenever you are going to write the program, any program, first you are going to understand that what is the input you are going to read. Is it 10 or 20 or 10 space 20 or 10 dash dash 20? That means here the split is dash dash. That's it. Execute this. 10 20. That's it. Okay, okay, so now a or b are variables. In these variables you store some numbers. Now you are going to print the sum. Print a plus b, a plus b. 10 20. Now 30 is the answer. Okay, similarly a Python program to accept two integer numbers and find their sum. Already we execute that. A Python program to accept two integer numbers and find their sum and product. That means here we are going to add another instruction. Print a into b. What is the separator here we are using? 10 dash dash 20. So this is the product. So for example, here when I enter 10 20, it prints 30 and 200. But I want to print like this: sum equals to 30, product equals to 200. How I can print? in double quotation. In this print, in double quotation, you are going to write sum equals to space, comma. Similarly, print product equals to space, comma. That's it. If you execute this program, 10 space 20, sum equals to 13, product equals to 200. Okay, so in this way you are going to use input and output functions in your program. Input and output functions in your program. Next class we are going to discuss about command line arguments in Python. So thank you all. We meet in tomorrow class. In tomorrow class we are going to discuss about command line arguments. So thank you all.